quite at capacity, but we're getting close anyway. A good crowd here on a chilly Monday evening. We were going to have two games for you tonight on our stations. We planned on bringing the Farmington boys as well as the Farmington girls. Farmington boys scheduled to play out South Iron tonight, but that one got postponed until February 20th, so we'll see what we can do there. The Central Lady Rebels come into Farmington at 15-1 and undefeated in the MAAA at 4-0. The Farmington Knights are 5-10. They have split it down the middle in the MAAA conference. 2 wins over Fredericktown, St. Genevieve, then 2 losses, 1 apiece to Potosi and North County. The Lady Rebels will start Peyton Caldwell, a 5'6 junior. Mackenzie Jones is a 5'5 junior point guard. Sydney Skaggs, a 6-foot junior. Megan Skaggs, her sister, a 5'10 sophomore. And Olivia Casey, the 5'6 sophomore, all in the starting lineup. For the Farmington Knights, they will start Shania Sweeney, a 5'7 junior. Elena Davis is a 5'9 sophomore. She averages 10 points and leads them in rebounds at 8 per game. Alexis Paul is a 5'4 sophomore, runs the point. Caitlin Gillum is one of those combo guards that can run any of the guard positions. Leads them in scoring at 12 a game, a 5'8 junior that also dishes the ball, 5 assists per contest. And Laura Lee Bader, the woman in the middle, a 6'2 senior, 8.5 points, 6.5 rebounds on the year. Thanks so much for joining us tonight right here on Super Talk 800 KREI and also online at mymoinfo.com. Jack Sadler, the man behind the camera, bringing us our video tonight at KREI Web TV. Just go to mymoinfo.com, click on KREI Web TV, and you can watch as well as listen to the game. Central in their road blues with the blue, white, red, and silver stripes on the side. The Farmington Knights in their home white uniforms. They've got black and white stripes down the side, gold numbers and letters with the black outline. Laura Lee Bader going to jump it up against Sydney Skaggs. Laura Lee for Farmington faces left to right as I look at and describe the action to you. Sydney Skaggs right to left as I look at and describe it to you. Ball's in the air. Tap is controlled by Central. And Olivia Casey quickly goes down and dishes it off to Megan Skaggs. And 5 seconds in, the Central Lady Rebels are on the board. And if you will let them, they will move that fast the entire way. Gillum has it, throws it over to double team, and that's to Elena Davis. Elena pitches it down underneath. A quick triple team on Laura Lee Bader, and a quick steal by Central. But then a quick turnover as Sydney Skaggs, they say, double dribbled with the basketball. So a 2-0 lead for these Lady Rebels. 15-1 on the year. 4-0 in the conference. Gillum gets to the inbound to the right corner. Throws it to nobody. In fact, it ricocheted off of Mackenzie Jones and stolen away by Central. Megan Skaggs has a mid-post. Plays it over to the right side to Caldwell outside of the arc. To the left wing, Casey. Casey drives free throw line out of the right corner. That's to Caldwell. Caldwell flips it right in the middle of everything to Sydney Skaggs. Sydney looking for Megan, and they are so good passing either block to block or high-low to one another. But the ball tapped out of bounds by Farmington, and Central puts it in play to Sydney. Now to Jones. Jones has it on the right wing, skips a pass. That's over to Caldwell on the left baseline. She's caught in some traffic and works it back out to the head of the circle to Jones. Jones puts the dribble down, has Casey to her left. She says, clear it out, let's start something new. Now finds Casey on the left wing. Megan Skaggs calls for it, has it on the left elbow, drives right by Bader and lays it in. And Megan Skaggs has an early 4. She's got the only 4 to the game for either side. Megan, the second leading scorer on this Lady Rebels team at 15 per game. Sydney leads them at 18 per contest. So the sisters Skaggs averaging 33 between them. And a 4-0 lead here for Central. Right wing Gillum. Gillum looks for lob to Davis. Just nothing there. Sydney in the front, or in the back. Casey in the front. And the bracket coverage stolen away for Central once again. Central quickly attacks, gets it down to the right low block to Megan Skaggs once again. And a quick foul on Caitlin Gillum. Knights looking for their first score, a minute and a half in, and a timeout by Steve McFarland. So a 4-0 lead for Central, a minute and a half into the game. And we step aside for 30 seconds right here on AM 800 KREI.
Precious memories left behind bring us joy and peace of mind when we celebrate the lives of those we love.
We're there for you in your time of need. In fact, we've been serving the Farmington area since 1864. With years of service to our community, we're proud to be your choice for funeral care.
Celebrate the lives of those you love.
Cozine Memorial Chapel, Farmington.
Central inbounds. They've got it to Casey. Casey lobs it high-low down to Sydney Skaggs, and that's not a high-low you'll see executed effectively very often. Casey was outside of the arc, extended from the left elbow, and threw it to the right low block on the lob. You just don't complete that pass hardly ever, but that time they did. And then Bader fouled Sydney, and Sydney goes to the free throw line and drops in her first point of the game on the free throw. And it's a 5-0 lead for the Lady Rebels. Sydney dips at the free throw line, flips it up there, and she's got first 2 points of the game for Sydney Skaggs. So the sisters Skaggs have the only 6 of the ball game so far in this one. Jensen Uding checking in for sub off the bench for either side, the 5'6" sophomore. Full court pressure by Central, broken by Gillum. Gillum really, I think, a terrific talent. I think she translates to just one of the best players in the area. Caitlin, 5'8" junior with handles, can shoot and drive, and really one of those players you say can just go get her own even when the offense breaks down. 2 minutes gone in this first quarter of play. It's a 6-0 lead for Central. And Pauls has it in the right corner to Gillum. Gillum to the left side. That's to Sweeney. Sweeney coming on in the scoring column a little bit more lately. Her average up to 5. And this pass to Sweeney just tapped right away by the smallest player on the floor, Mackenzie Jones. Just jumped up and ripped it away. Jones going to set it up in the half court. Right wing Uding. Uding plays to the right elbow. Megan Skaggs right back out to Uding. Sydney's bracketed on a double team on the right side right there. It is a 2-3 zone, but they're paying special attention to Sydney. As well they should. Sydney goes and grabs it at the free throw line, though, and the 15-footer just a little bit too short. Pauls tracks it down. Jitterbug in the backcourt, crossover dribble to the forecourt now, and it's Gillum. Gillum on the left wing. Looks at a 3, steps into it, fires it up, and shot it too long. Great play by Davis to dive out of bounds, but as she saved it back in, Casey corrals it. Up the floor quickly, Sydney Skaggs grabs it, tries to save it from going out of bounds, but lost it out. And the first sub now for Steve McFarland's Farmington Knighthettes as Brittany Link checks in. 5'8" sophomore for this club. This is a 6-0 lead for Central. Sweeney caught in the backcourt. The bounce pass across that timeline. That now here's Link, throws up a lefty shots and got it to rattle through from 15 feet. So it took the first sub of the game to get the first score for Farmington, and only a few seconds to lapse before Sydney Skaggs comes and lays it up on the other end, and an 8-0 lead for Central. 4:35 on this first quarter clock. Sweeney caught in the backcourt. 7 seconds gone. 8, 9. I don't know if she's going to get it across. Just does to Pauls. Pauls has the ball stripped from her. Diving on the floor, Jones, and then Pauls pulls it out of a pack. They flip it down underneath to Bader. Turns, fires. She scored it, but where did the foul come? On the floor or on the shots? I think they're going to say on the floor, and I've got to say I think they're probably right. Great hustle by both squads right there. The foul on Megan Skaggs. You saw Pauls on the floor. You saw Jones on the floor, and then a couple of folks joined him down there to try to get that loose ball. Sweeney gets the inbound of the deep right corner, finds Pauls on the right wing, lob to Bader. Bader rises up, taps it once and twice, but Skaggs is right there with her. She's taller than Skaggs by 2 inches, but Skaggs is such a great leaper that offsets that size. And now Sydney gets it on the left low block. She's double teamed and tied up, and good work by Brittany Link. Link went on not only scoring the only bucket for the Knighthettes in this one coming off the bench, but Brittany going down to tie up Sydney Skaggs right there as well and earning the possession back for her team on the arrow. Ball flipped up the floor across the timeline. Sydney Skaggs taps it out. And boy, how much of a luxury is this? Sydney Skaggs comes off the floor, and Josh Mapes reaches into his bench for another 6-footer, Abby Fishbeck. 5'11", 6 feet. She's right in there. Pauls tracks down a loose ball at half court. Looks for Link, but throws it over her outstretched hands, and it's another turnover on the Knights. And quickly, Caitlin Gillum will come back in, and Pauls will check out. An 8-2 lead for Central. And the Lady Rebels have the lead in this one with the basketball. 3:45 remaining in the first period. And the only team to knock off Central this year was Dexter. 77-58, so it was a convincing win. And over the last few years, we have all come to see how much of a quality club Dexter is. You've got to kind of put a star by that victory that Central had over St. James, one of the perennial powers in Missouri. Central beat them by 11 points, 63-52. The interesting thing about that one, that was the championship of the Potosi tournament. Central led by 19 points. They actually gave up the lead and then came back to win. Huge swings in that game. This shot is off the backboard, but Abby Fishbeck comes in, grabs the rebound, and tips it in for another 2. Fishbeck averaging 8 points off the bench and 6 rebounds. Gillum walks a tightrope along that near sideline. Now works to Sweeney out at half court. Shania right back to Gillum here on the right wing. She's guarded tightly by Uding. And out of the head of the circle, that's to Link. Back to the right wing. Gillum with the basketball. Gillum and Link playing catch out front. Link looks back to the right side, lobs it over to defender. Touch pass down underneath intended for Bader, but the ball tapped away by Fishbeck. And Fishbeck providing the same type of defense we saw from Sydney Skaggs before Fishbeck replaced her. It's a 10-2 lead here for Central, and a three-pointer by Uding. They hit nothing but nylon. Jensen Uding connects from long range, and a 13-2 lead by the Central Lady Rebels. 2:51 remaining in the first period, and another timeout by Coach Steve McFarland and the Farmington Knights. We step aside for 30 seconds as Central is on top by 11.
The Clearwater School District in Piedmont would like to take this opportunity to wish the best of luck to all the players this basketball season. Clearwater School District knows that it takes a lot of time, dedication, and hard work to be a winning team. The Tigers have shown that they have what it takes to succeed, and the Clearwater School District sends the best of luck to all Clearwater athletes this season.
Chad Speaker here and Jared Lucas there. He's at the studio pushing all the right buttons for us tonight. Appreciate his work. Here's a double team run out to stop Gillum at half court. And Gillum trying to remain calm and patient. That's tough to do. She turns loose of it, gets it back. Bader's going to play in the right corner. And Link now, a wide open shot from the right elbow, but she misses that one. The ball's on the deck. Link trying to rip it away from Casey. Olivia snatches it away from her up the floor. This is Jones. Jones stops and fires and rattles it home from 16 feet. Mackenzie Jones has her first 2. And the point guard on the secondary break puts Central on top 15-2. Now Gillum races the length of the floor and just willed one in. Caitlin said, we're scoring this time. Here I come. Try and stop me, and that's what she can give you. Now a runner from the right side. Caldwell threw it just a shade long. 15-4, Central leads, but Farmington basketball. Gillum plays to the free throw line. That's to Link. And as Link looked for a drive down the left side of the lane, a blocking foul whistled against Central. Sydney Skaggs getting set to check back in alongside Alexis Pauls for Farmington. So Skaggs in, Casey out, and now 2 6-footers on the floor for Central. Bader at 6'2", giving Farmington its greatest length. And a lob now to Link, and Link turns and fires it in. And Brittany, only 5'8", but she's so strong. Girl that can hit it over the fence on the softball team, and she can play outside or in here on the basketball court as well. Just a sophomore. Right baseline jumper by Caldwell. Missed that one from 16 feet, but got her own rebound. Now it's over to the left wing to Megan Skaggs. Top of the key, Jones. Sydney Skaggs 10 feet out and rolled that one off the back of the iron, then off the lip of the iron. Rebound cleared by Davis and floats it up the floor to Gillum before she's fouled, racing down the floor. Whistle going against Megan Skaggs, her second. Jensen Uding hops back into the fray. You'd think Megan would be the one to come sit down. Indeed, she will. And Sydney Savage coming in for Brittany Link, who gave Farmington some good minutes. In fact, scored 4 of Farmington's 6 points in this game as Pauls is fouled. And Link also with a couple of nice defensive plays. This whistle going against Jones, her first. So this is Gillum standing right in front of me here, in front of the broadcast location. And now a jumper up by Davis, and Elena just got it right inside of that right elbow and tossed it through for 2. 15-8, margin is 7. It was 13-point advantage for Central a few possessions ago. They were up 15-2, and Farmington with 6 straight here under a minute to go in the first quarter. Now a travel along that right baseline by Caldwell. 56 seconds remaining in this first quarter. The Farmington boys off tonight. They were going to play at South Iron. That would have been a great one, you'd think. Farmington and South Iron played once before, and Farmington boys coming back from 18 down to defeat South Iron for the Central Christmas Tournament Championship. Three-pointer from the left wing. Davis missed it. Rebound down to Central, and they're on their way down the floor. Jones has the ball tipped by Gillum. Regains it to the left wing. That's Uding for three again. Already hit one of those. Misses that one, and Sydney Skaggs taps the rebound to herself. Steps through one defender. Tries to shoot it over the top of Bader. Bader blocks the shot. There's a foul, but who's it going to go against? Was it down low or was it up high? And they'll say it was up high, and Bader has her second personal. At the scorers table, it's Tristan Jordan and Olivia Casey for Central. And at the free throw line, it's Sydney Skaggs. She hits the first, and she's got 5. Jones and Caldwell going to get a little rest here. First time we've seen the 5'4" Tristan Jordan play in this one. Sydney Skaggs bends the knees, flips the wrist, cuts the cords. She's got 6. Less than half a minute to go in our first frame, and a 9-point advantage for Central, 17-8. Pauls on the left wing to Gillum out between the circles. Back over to Pauls. Pauls looks to the left baseline, and that's to Davis. Davis trying to work her way down underneath, and a nifty drive, but she misses the shot off the window. Now it's at 11 seconds, and Central has it with Uding coming across half court. She's got Jordan flanked to her right, whips it to the left side. Casey for 3, a long one, rattled it off the side of the rim with 2 seconds. Rebound Fishbeck, kicks it outside, and they can't get off another shot. At the end of the first frame, it's a 9-point advantage for the Central Lady Rebels, 17-8 over Farmington. We're back with your second quarter on the other side of this 1-minute break right here on Super Talk 800.
Hi, this is Kathy from Long John Silver's and A&W in Farmington, here with a great new special to start the new year. It's our fish strip combo. That's 5 fish strips, a side, 2 hush puppies, and a drink for just $4.99. Don't forget, we're the only place in town to get a frosty mug of made-from-scratch A&W root beer. That's Long John Silver's and A&W after 20 years, still conveniently located in Farmington's Maple Valley Center.
The Potosi R3 School District is committed to excellence. They're proud of their students and their athletes. These young people work hard and show a ton of dedication. The Potosi R3 students and athletes are committed to excelling to high levels of achievement. Attitude and perseverance play a big part in their success. The Potosi R3 School District sincerely hopes this 2013-2014 school year is a wonderful and memorable stepping stone in life's journey. Start of the second quarter, the Central Lady Rebels leading the Farmington Knights 17-8. They're going to run a back pick lob over the top of the defense. Farmington tapped it away. Loose ball taken by Casey. Shot won't fall. Rebound down to Farmington, but they managed to lose it out of bounds. 2 players had it kind of pinballing between them. And then it's off of a couple of sets of ankles and back over to Central. So Casey on the far side plays it in for Jones. Jones takes a look at this 2-3 zone, whips it over to the right wing, Jordan. Jordan skip pass over the top right back to Jones. Jones finds Casey left elbow, spin it over to the right side, thought about the 3, turned it down, enter it underneath. Megan Skaggs turns to the goal so fast, but Gillum's right in front of her for the rebound, and Megan has her third personal now. She kind of shrugs as if to say, it was all I could do to avoid that, but really right on top of them right there. 7:33 remaining in the second quarter, 17-8. Central's controlled it, but they did lead by 13 points, and Farmington has been able to trim that back down to 8. They trail now by 9, and now a drive by Davis, and she's nudged out of bounds along that right baseline. And this whistle going on Casey. The first one on her. The 6th team foul on Central, and so another one would put Farmington to the free throw line. Sweeney has it right of the lane outside of the arc. They whip it over to Gillum on the left wing. Gillum looks underneath for Davis. Davis does a nice job coming to meet that deflected pass. Back over to Gillum, and Davis has it back once again. Goes over to double team. Couldn't score it. It was a tough chance going over the top of Fishbeck, and she just threw it a little bit hard off the window. A bouncer now in transition, and then turning to the goal is Skaggs. She's got 7 and 8 points now. I talked to Sydney before the game. Now here's a drive by Davis. She's turned back away by Jordan. Davis has it in the right corner. Sydney says that she wants to play college basketball, and she has some schools in mind, but she's not officially talked to anybody yet. As Pauls dumps through a three-pointer. Big shot by Alexis Pauls, a 5'4" sophomore. The margin Was 11 at 19-8, but a nice three by Pauls there to make it a 19-11 score. 6.5 remaining in the first half. Jones has it left wing. Passes to the top of the key. That's Casey. Right wing, Jordan. Jordan back to Casey. Over to Jones, left wing. And working the perimeter right here. Casey lobs it underneath. Pass intended for Sydney Skaggs. Good tap away by Davis. Up the floor. It's Sweeney. Gets the lead pass. Should have had a layup out of the thing. But the exchange on the pass and where it was collected allowed Central's defense to get back. Farmington should have had an easy layup right there. Couldn't do it. Instead, it's Davis in the half court. Rattles one off the cylinder and back out. 19-11, an 8-point advantage for Central. Getting set to come back in is Link. And alongside her, Uding for Central. Fishbeck roaming the high post here. It's over to Jordan on the right high wing. She's outside of the arc. Whips a pass over to Casey for an open three. Olivia fired it just off the mark. Backside rebound to Gillum. Gillum coming out of the pack on fire. She's sprinting down the floor. Slices through two defenders. Plays it off the window. Couldn't hit it. A rebound and a pitch up ahead, and it's Sydney Skaggs. Gillum chases her down. She caught her, but just not in time, and Sydney scores it. She's got 10 points. And the margin is 10 at 21-11. Sydney Skaggs, such an athlete. Gillum comes down the floor, stops it, pops it, missed it, and Caitlin has been so close to scoring 4 straight points. It just has rimmed out for her. Gillum steals it once again. She is dynamic, but she's just not been able to score it, doing everything but. 21-11, and a quick foul here on Jones as she nudged Gillum. The second one on McKenzie. 5 minutes, 1 second remaining in the second frame, 21-11. The Central Lady Rebels lead it by 10. And Farmington going to the free throw line with Caitlin Gillum, a 63% foul shooter on the year. Caitlin leads the team in scoring at 12 points per game. 2 double-digit scores for Farmington on the year. Gillum at 12, and then Davis at 10. Gillum misses the free throw. And the ball's tapped out off of Farmington. 21-11. The margin is 10 for Central. 5 minutes even on the second quarter clock. Jones running the show here for Central. Skaggs floating around that free throw line. Sydney's in there right now. Casey has a wide open three. She can make those, but she doesn't that time as Gillum goes high for the rebound once again. Gillum plays to the right corner. That's Paul. She hit a three-pointer earlier. Back to Gillum. Gillum between the circles to the free throw line. And here's a turnaround jumper by Savage that's off the mark. I wonder if somebody got a piece of that one. And Central's got it back. Brianna Seaton in the ball game now. So right wing Uding a lob intended for Sydney Skaggs, and Sydney just outleapt everybody for that ball. Over to the left wing, that's Casey. Spin it down underneath to Seaton once again. Seaton slamming into the defender Savage that time, and a lot of contact both ways, no call. Ball is dislodged and out of bounds, and Central has it. Casey goes over to left of the bucket, along the baseline to toss it in. Now she'll make way for Jones. And they play it in for Seaton. Seaton lobs it to the top. Here's Casey. Jones coming off a pick. Pops free on the right wing. Back to Casey, top of the key. And Casey throws a bouncer underneath for Seaton. Little knee maybe from the backside that time by Pauls. The official blows the whistle, heads over to the scores table and verifies that. Alexis has her first personal. Only the 4th team foul on Farmington. 4:09 remaining in the second quarter. Sydney Skaggs gets the inbound on the right elbow to Seaton on the left elbow, just a shade extended. Over to Jones, open three, launches, and connects. Mackenzie Jones splashes home the triple. She's got 5, and the margin stretched out to 13 points, matching the largest of the game, 24-11. Central's on top, 3:45 remaining in the first half. In the right corner, that's Savage caught in the trap. She passes out of there, but the ball intercepted by Jones, and Jones is trapped, so a quick timeout by Josh Mapes, and the Rebels will talk it over. 3:38 remaining in the first half, 24-11. It's Central by 13 points over Farmington, and we're back after this 30-second timeout on Super Talk 800 KREI.
When it comes to building, remodeling, or any job you need to get done, you're sure to find what you need at Potosi Lumber Company. At Potosi Lumber, you'll find a full line of DeWalt power tools, including cordless drills, reciprocating saws, circular saws, and rotary hammers for that big job. Remember that Potosi Lumber also carries Wrangler and John Deere clothing for men, women, and children. And if you're looking for wallpaper and accessories, they stock those items too. Potosi Lumber Company, Highway 21, 1 mile north of Potosi.
Central basketball, Josh Mapes called that timeout as soon as he saw Jones trapped over there in the far corner. So Central saves the possession, and they've got it up 13, 24-11. 3.5 minutes remaining here in this first half. Jensen Uding has it at the top of the key to the right wing. Jones just hit the three. Can't do it again, though. A battle for the rebound, and it's taken by Davis. Elena doing a nice job of rebounding. Out of the circle, Gillum spins it to the right wing. That's Sweeney. Sweeney looking for her first score. Just 11 points for Farmington in this game with 3:10 remaining in the first half. Gillum has it at the head of the circle, drives it, jumps a pass over to the left wing, and now sliding underneath with Sweeney, and a nice look by Link to get her the ball. Sweeney going to the free throw line. The foul going on Sydney Skaggs, and that's her first personal. Sydney Skaggs averaging 3 blocks per game, but she'll get in foul trouble every now and again, but it's not a persistent problem for her. As this free throw rattled in and out for Sweeney. Shania still looking for her first point of the game. 24-11. 3 minutes, 3 seconds on this second quarter clock. Central's in charge here at Farmington. Sweeney sinks the second. So she's got her first point. And now it's Central doubling up Farmington, 24-12. Skip pass, right wing, drive from the right baseline. Caldwell took it all the way through, just misses the runner, but grabbed her own rebound. Now works it back out to Casey, gets the middle of the lane, hooks a pass underneath to Sydney Savage. Great play, and Sydney Skaggs is fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. But that time, it was Casey that made that happen. Terrific move by Casey. The second foul on Caitlin Gillum. And Sydney Skaggs going to the free throw line. She averages 18 on the year, and she's already got 11 in this first half. There are some games she just flat comes out and dominates. That game that she played against St. James, she dominated the first half, scoring 16. Sydney's got 12 in this first half, and 26-12. It is the largest lead of the game for the Central Lady Rebels. Central defeating MAAA large class conference opponents by 24 points a game. Paul sinks a three. Her second of the ball game. Alexis, the best three-point shooter on this team. She's got a couple of the triples today, and well, she keeps these Knightheads within shouting distance anyway. Skaggs has a point blank, missed it, got the rebound though, and stuck it back in. She's got 14. And she nearly has matched Farmington point for point. 28-15. A 13-point lead there for Central. Gillum had her shot either blocked or there was a little contact when she threw it up there. It was airmailed, and Laura Lee Bader going to come in for Gillum right here. That ball went out of bounds, and it goes back over to the Central Lady Rebels. Mackenzie Jones going to run over the scorer's table. Uding going to run the point, though, in her absence. It's Peyton Caldwell over to the right wing, and she'll get the pass. She squares for three, lets it fly, and cuts the cores. A three for Peyton Caldwell. The lead swells again, this time all the way up to 16 points, 31-15, and that comes at the 1:40 mark of this first half. 31-15, and it's a 16-point advantage here for the Central Lady Rebels. Pauls has hit a couple of threes. Link looked at one, plays it down to the left corner. That's to Sweeney. Working back to Pauls now. And over to the right side, a three launched up there by Davis. Misses that one. Sweeney grabs the rebound, just going to retreat back out to the corner. She's guarded tightly by Uding. The ball is thrown out of bounds, and they say Uding slapped out of glass. 31-15. 1:14 remaining in the first half of play. Farmington defeated Central last year, 61-56 on the road. Link gets the inbound from the far sideline. Now it's a back cut right there by Davis. Works it over to the right wing to Sweeney. Sweeney glides down to the right baseline and pops it through from 14. Shania's got three. And a 31-17 ball game. Near steal, no foul called. Paul's got a pretty big piece of Casey right there with no call, and then they're going to call Casey with a walk. Josh Mapes saying, I really think she got pushed there. And I think most everyone else did too. 31-17. 14-point lead for Central. Left wing Sweeney's got a lot of work for Farmington to do here. Link has it in the left corner, just inside of the three-point arc. 17-footer wouldn't go. Bader has the rebound, but then clunks it off the backboard. Backside rebound by Link. She puts it in. And Brittany has really played a fine game. She's got 6 points. Tied for team high honors. And Sydney Skaggs gets it in traffic, in transition, and just no problem for her. She's got 16. Such a talent. Bouncer at the feet that time of Davis, couldn't handle it. Loose ball taken by Casey, 20 seconds left, floats it up the floor. That pass intended for Sydney Skaggs, but it's too long for her and out of bounds. 17 seconds remaining in the first half. 33-19, and Josh Mapes goes to his bench. Tristan Jordan checks in. Brianna Seaton checks in. Here comes Kayla McCain in the ball game. He doesn't want any of his starters to get another foul here, and so using his bench liberally, he's played 10 players in this first half now. Paul's going to bring it up the floor. She's hit a couple of threes in the first half. She looks for Sweeney, but all stolen away. Telegraphed the pass. Tristan Jordan grabbed a hold, fires it over to Caldwell. Caldwell gets to the middle of the lane, can't hook it in, but she is fouled. Boy, even when Coach Mapes goes down in his depth a little bit, they still just keep on playing. And a good deep ball club. You heard Steve McFarland talk about that on our preview story during our sports today. Caldwell misses the free throw. She's got another chance. A 33-19 ball game, and it's a 14-point advantage for the Central Lady Rebels. Caldwell's second one's good. She's got 4. 7 seconds left in the first half. Paul's up the floor with 4, with 3 to Sweeney, with 2 to 1. Sweeney doesn't even get the shot off. And Farmington mismanaged that final possession as Central goes in up by 15 points, 34-19. But Farmington will get the basketball as we start this second half. Megan Skaggs on the bench to start this second half with 3 personal fouls. That means Abby Fishback will be in her place. So it'll be Abby Fishback and Sydney Skaggs. You've got Casey, Jones, and then Jordan to round it out. Good play by Farmington as we start the second half of play. Davis gets it right in the middle of that lane and hooks it in. And then Farmington gets the stop as Laura Lee Bader grabs a hold of the rebound. Gillum's headed the other way. Sweeney to her right, Pauls to her left, and threw it by Pauls and out of bounds. So name the 5 players on the floor for the Knightheads for you right there real quick as well. Sweeney, Davis, Pauls, Gillum, and Bader. Farmington with a nice hoop and a good defensive stop, but then one of those unforced errors as the pass was thrown wide of Pauls and out of bounds. Jones tippy-toes across the timeline for Central. Farmington in a 2-1-2 look right now. To the right corner, that's Sydney Skaggs, top of the key, Jones. Jones looking to the middle, that's to Fishbeck. Her shot blocked by Bader, but she turns it into a pass to Skaggs. And Sydney spins in the lane and fires it through for 2. Points number 17 and 18 for Sydney. Well, Fishbeck looked like she was going to shoot, and that Bader redirected it, but then she managed to have the strength to push that thing over to Skaggs. And now Sydney comes down and blocks the shot of Sweeney. And Central's got it back. Jones dribbling out of a pack, turns, spins around 2 defenders over to the right wing. Caldwell squares for 3 and left it just short. Battle for the rebound, tapped out by Sydney Skaggs, they say. And that was one of those plays. And the official looked over at Josh Mapes and said she went over the back. And that's really kind of one of those plays. It's an unwritten rule that officials, if you go over the back and you tip it out, but it's not really an aggressive foul, they won't call that foul, and they'll just say the other team gets it. It's just kind of one of those understood deals for people that know basketball, and Mapes nodded his head at the official. He says, yeah, you're right. But this one slapped away, and Central gets it back. So Jones has it top of the key. Floats it to Casey. Casey with nice right-handed mitt as she pulls it in. Skip pass over to the right side. Bader destroys the shot of Caldwell up top, but then just couldn't control the follow-through and slammed down on top of her. Laura Lee with good hustle that time and was completely clean upstairs, but then just smashed her on the back end of that block. So Caldwell to the free throw line. And she knocks it hard off the right side of the iron there. Peyton's 1 for 3 from the foul line. Back to the stripe. And Caldwell sinks it, so she has 5 points. And Megan Skaggs gets to come in now at the 6:26 mark. Fishbeck will come over and set down. Gillum puts it in play, gets it right back to break that pressure. She had Bader over to her right, but Gillum goes ahead and keeps it and banks it in for 2. And now Central tries to throw it up ahead to Sydney Skaggs. She catches about 85% of those, but most human beings would catch about 10% of those. Sydney usually hauls those in, though. Let that one get away and out of bounds. And Bader up the floor. Not really cherry picking, just on the other end of that press break. Missed it from point blank, but got her own rebound and then put it through. Laura Lee's got her first 2. Margin's 12. It was 15 at the half, so Farmington chiseling in just slightly as Megan Skaggs just drives right between 2 defenders and scores it. Megan has a half a dozen, just a sophomore. Gillum looking to push it end to end and floats it right through. And Gillum's she's good for a couple of those a game. But now here's Jones doing the same thing. And she taps that one around and off the iron and out. Ball tapped out off of Farmington. It looked like Davis may have touched the last. 39-27. The lead is 12 for Central. Olivia Casey to put it in. Megan Skaggs curls down. Sydney had a lane to the outside on the right side. And Casey thought she was going to continue on that path and so threw it there, but Sydney stopped short and ball sailed out of bounds. Paul's on the right wing. This is Gillum head of the circle now. Right back to Paul's. Paul's hit 2 threes in the first half. Top of the key. Gillum has a wide open 3. Finally lets loose of it, but she left that one a little bit short. It's off of Central and out of bounds. You know, Gillum shoots that, and if she's at 20 feet even, it goes in, but she was at 21 feet. And even though it was straight on, she lipped it right off the lip of the iron. And now here comes Briley Brackett, just a freshman, a 6-footer. They really like her athleticism. And they've moved her up to varsity. Going to get a little action right here. Brackett, a 6-foot freshman. And so a pair of 6-footers on the floor for Farmington with Bader and Brackett. Rebound, though, is down to Central, and Brackett steals it away from Skaggs. Brackett to Davis. Davis top of the key. She looks for a drive. Spins it over to the right wing. That's to Sweeney. Sweeney one-handed bounce pass to Paul's top of the key. Back to Sweeney on the right wing. Brackett calling for it. Can't get it to her there. And Brackett with that right hand raised. She wants a shot at that thing. Bouncer, though, to Paul's. Paul's top of the key. And Central running that zone defense all over the place. Bader at the free throw line. Swings it to the right side. Sweeney is so reluctant to shoot that ball. She's had 3 chances from the right wing, and Bader gave her a perfect look right there. But Sweeney just won't pull the trigger. Now Brackett has it in the left corner. It's a give and go that Sydney Skaggs steps in front of and steals it away. Jones pushes it up the floor. This is Uding. Bouncer underneath Megan Skaggs. Turns to the middle, floats it up. Bounces once, twice, 3 times, and Brackett pulls it off the rim for the rebounds. Brackett hands it over to Pauls. Farmington trailing it by 12, 39-27. 4 minutes to go in the third. Sweeney on the right wing. She's not even looking to shoot it. She's getting rid of it just as soon as it ends up in her hands. Davis misses a 3 from straight on. Rebounds taken down by Megan Skaggs. And now 80 feet away from the basket, Sweeney fouls Olivia Casey. Second one on Shania Sweeney. 39-27. It's Central leading it by 12. Largest lead for Central has been 16. They were up 31-15. But Farmington has outscored them 12-8 since that point. Jones running the point. Steps it across the timeline. And Farmington running, in effect, a 3-2 zone right now. Lob over the top of the whole thing to Megan Skaggs. Whips it back out to Jones. Jones head of the circle. Crossover dribble over to the right baseline. Jumper by Sydney. Missed it. Brackett has the rebound. Sydney dislodges it from her. Loose ball taken by Pauls. Pauls in the backcourt. Pumping those feet up and down quickly up the floor. That's Sweeney in the left corner. Back out to Pauls. Pauls takes a look at this 2-3 zone. Finds Sweeney. And Sweeney right back up to Pauls. Pauls lobs to Link. Brittany at the free throw line. Sydney Skaggs taps it away. Sydney hands it off to Jones. Jones races up ahead. Left side layup. Missed it. Sydney Skaggs grabs the rebound and fouled on the putback attempt. This is a Central team that just plays very well together. The whistle going on. Alexis Pauls, her second. At the free throw line, Skaggs looking for another 20-point game. And she won't get it this trip to the line. She's got 18 right now, which matches her season's average. She can get her 19th one on this second try. Puts it in that right hand. And that one's a swish. 19 for Sydney. She checks out. And Abby Fishback checks in. Fishback, a good basketball player. She's going to play college volleyball, though, at Mineral Area College. 40-27. It's a 13-point lead for Central. There's a quick travel by Elena Davis. And Central's got it back. I'd like to thank American Family Insurance of Park Hills. Let's thank Cozine Memorial Chapel of Farmington, Cartridge World of Farmington, and also Long John Silver's and A&W of Farmington. A few of our terrific sponsors allowing us to bring you this MAAA conference contest tonight on KREI. Steal by Farmington. Sweeney up the floor, goes to the left hand, has the ball stripped, but a foul going on at Jensen Uding. First one on Jensen. Let's see if they call that one on the floor. It'll be the first team foul here the second half. Whistle on Central. Casey checks in, and Tristan Jordan checking out. Farmington basketball, they indeed did call that one on the floor. Pauls put it in play. Sweeney calling for it, gets it, and dribbling it out along that left wing. Head of the circle goes to Davis. Elena slashing through. Threw it off the underside of the rim. And now up the floor, Uding is racing. 1-on-2, left side layup, missed it strong. Megan Skaggs rebound and knocked it back through. Megan Skaggs has 8. 42-27, the lead stretches back out to 15 for the Lady Rebels. Drive down the middle by Pauls, spins. Jones dislodged the ball, loose ball taken by Sweeney. Back to Pauls now. Pauls blocked by Fishbeck but fouled. And Sydney Skaggs getting set to check back in. She got all the rest she needs for now, says Josh Mapes. A couple of shots coming up for Pauls. And Alexis fires that one through. 7 points for Alexis Pauls. She's eclipsed her season's average. Alexis averaging 5 on the year, but 7 now for her. So back to the free throw line. And misses this one. Nice battle for the award, but it's won by Sydney Skaggs. Quickly up the floor, Jones has it. Jones pushing it over to the right side. Megan Skaggs, right side layup. Shot blocked out of bounds by Briley Brackett. But they say that on the follow-through, she got it with a little body. You can see the athleticism, though, of Brackett right there as she comes up holding her side. Race down the floor, through the air, and she's a good volleyball talent, too. And that looked kind of like a volleyball spike right there. As Megan Skaggs at the line, tickles the twine. She's got 9. Laura Lee Bader coming back in alongside Brianna Seaton. Second free throw won't go for Skaggs. Rebound taken down by Farmington. And that's Link. 43-28, 15-point lead for Central here. Pauls has it top of the key, under 2 to go in the third quarter. Brackett grabs a loose ball and finds Davis on the left wing. Over to the right wing, that's Sweeney. Sweeney guarded tightly out along the perimeter, retreats, and bounces it to Pauls between the circles. Pauls throws a pass over to the left side, Davis. Lob it underneath, here's Brackett. Brackett scoops it underneath to Link. Link back to Brackett, and Brackett's baseline jumper pumps it through for 2. Briley Brackett has a varsity score. Good for her. 43-30. The lead is 13 for Central. Briley Brackett checks out and going to get a little counsel from Coach McFarland. He asks her if she's all right. She rubs her tummy a little bit and I think says that she's fine. Pauls has it, head of the circle, bouncer to Sweeney, to the left corner, Link. Mid-post, this is Bader. Bader bounces to the left wing. That's back out to Pauls. Triangle catch over there on the left side. Back over to the right side. An ill-advised lob down underneath, intended for Link. Stolen away by Sydney Skaggs. Jones is on the run. Bounces it to the left side. Nobody's home. Seaton was leading it on the left side, using the trailer, and Jones bounced it right between them. Here comes Sydney Savage into the ball game for Elena Davis. Haven't seen Caitlin Gillum in a little while. Farmington's leading scorer on the season. Under a minute to play in the third quarter, 43-30. Lady Rebels on top. We're at the 52nd mark. Ball tapped out of bounds off of Central. Farmington's got it in the forecourt. Sydney Skaggs checks out. Abby Fishbeck checks in. And Paul's over on the far sideline. Paul's bounces it in for Savage and gets it right back on that right wing. Going to dribble it out near half court. Goes to the left hand. Over to the left wing. That's to Sweeney. Back to Paul's, top of the key to the right wing to Savage. Savage is outside of the arc, double teamed. Ball slapped away once again. Link clears it, slapped away again, and now slapped away again. And Central challenging every pass and every dribble as far out as 23 feet. And this Lady Rebel defense just suffocating Farmington right now. Sweeney's got it between the circles. Half a minute to play, third quarter. 43-30. It's a 13-point advantage for Central. Bader on the left elbow looking for a drive. Got by Fishbeck and scored it. An off-balance shot by Bader. Got it to go down. She's got 4, and the lead is now 11. 10 seconds remaining, and Bader goes over the back. Just should have never reached for it there. Didn't have position and tried to tap it away from behind. That's the fourth one on lower lead. Megan Skaggs had the position she wanted. Bader behind her. And as Skaggs reached out for it, Bader just flat tried to reach over the top and tap it away. Megan Skaggs right at the bucket, trying to throw it in for her ball club. Fishbeck wheeling around. Now she'll find her sister Sydney, and she scores it. Those two know where each other are at all times. 21 points now for Sydney Skaggs. And another quick turnover by Farmington. Central's got it with 0.9 seconds remaining in this third quarter. 45-32. Central leads. And they'll have to just catch and throw it. They go to Casey. And Casey's three-pointer is blocked by Link. They called a foul on Link. So with 0.9 seconds remaining in the third, Farmington fouls on a three-point attempt. The whistle goes against Link, and it sends Casey to the free throw line. Casey has not scored yet tonight. The sophomore that averages 9 points on the year will get her first chance at some points here between the quarters. So Casey, the 5'6" sophomore, throws up the first one and missed it. But she was fouled on a three, so she'll have two more chances. And the official resets it to her there. Olivia takes some measured dribbles, spins it back in her right hand, and she's got the second one. So Olivia Casey breaks into the scoring column with her first point, and that matches the largest lead of the game of 16, 32-46. Here's the second one, or 14, I beg your pardon, so doesn't quite match it. 47-32 now is the score at the end of three. It's Central by 15 points. Now we got your fourth quarter in 1 minute on KREI.
The Potosi R3 School District is committed to excellence. They're proud of their students and their athletes. These young people work hard and show a ton of dedication. The Potosi R3 students and athletes are committed to excelling to high levels of achievement. Attitude and perseverance play a big part in their success. The Potosi R3 School District sincerely hopes this 2013-2014 school year is a wonderful and memorable stepping stone in life's journey.
When it comes to building, remodeling, or any job you need to get done, you're sure to find what you need at Potosi Lumber Company. At Potosi Lumber, you'll find a full line of DeWalt power tools, including cordless drills, reciprocating saws, circular saws, and rotary hammers for that big job. Remember that Potosi Lumber also carries Wrangler and John Deere clothing for men, women, and children. And if you're looking for wallpaper and accessories, they stock those items too. Potosi Lumber Company, Highway 21, 1 mile north of Potosi.
Well, Farmington had the first possession of the fourth quarter, but the first pass was stolen by Sydney Skaggs, who then spins a 360 in traffic and is fouled on her way in, so she's got 2 shots. Misses the first. At the line for the second here, and she's got 22 points. The 6-foot junior. We're 10 seconds into the fourth quarter, and the lead is now 16, matches the largest of the game, 48-32. Central on top, travel by Sweeney, and another turnover against those Knights. 48-32. We've not seen Caitlin Gillum for a long, long time. Makes me wonder if there's something wrong with her. Injury or perhaps. Brittany Redmond checks in for Farmington. That's the first time we've seen Brittany here tonight, a 5'7" sophomore. Turnover by Central this time, and Farmington has it back. Alexis Pauls across that timeline, swings it to the right wing, that is to Redmond, and work it back over to the left side. Here's Sweeney with the basketball. Sweeney plays it back to the top to Pauls. And so Shania, a 5-point scorer on the year, has just been very reluctant to shoot the ball or look for any type of offense. She surveys the defense and passes, and sometimes doesn't even really survey, just gets loose of it as fast as she can. Now cutting down the middle, but a shot's right of the lane, and good rebound by Sweeney. Here she goes, shot off the window and got it. And good work by Sweeney that time, and it's the type of player we know her to be. 5 points for Shania. She's matched her season's average. A near steal by Farmington, but as they try to steal it away, Elena Davis knocked it out of bounds. 48-34. And Central led by double digits early on in this one. They led 15-2, in fact, and they've just built on that double-digit margin and just kind of played from out in front as Sydney Skaggs pumps one in from the left baseline. 15-footers is up and in, and Skaggs now has 24 points. Dribbling in the backcourt, Elena Davis is in some trouble. And a timeout by Steve McFarland. He saw that 10-second count coming. 6:27 remaining in regulation. 50-34. It's Central by 16 points. Farmington basketball when we come back in a minute right here on Super Talk 800.
By now, everyone knows that Cartridge World in Farmington is your best choice in saving you money on filling your printer and copier cartridges. Hi, this is Jeff at Cartridge World. As we begin our 7th year in business, we want to say thank you to St. Francis County and surrounding counties for their support and trust in our business. Here at Cartridge World, we have the newest technology and are always updating our filling procedures to serve you better. So again, thanks for making Cartridge World in Farmington your #1 choice in saving you money. That's Cartridge World in the Maple Valley Center.
50-34, the Central Lady Rebels on top and looking to improve to 16-1, and also looking for that full clean slate in the MAAA Conference. Central already with victories over North County, Potosi, Fredericktown, and St. Genevieve, and trying to make it 5-0 against the large schools in the MAAA to make it a clean slate. The MAAA tournament starting up this Saturday, the early rounds. We'll have the semifinals and the finals for you Thursday, Friday, Saturday on regional radio. Ball dislodged that time from Redmond. She got it back, but then the ball stolen once again away by Central. Hey, nice steal that time by Davis. She just jumped straight up and ripped off that entry pass. Good athletic play by Davis. And a foul on Peyton Caldwell as Farmington tried to make its way back up the floor. 6:08 remaining in this fourth quarter, and that's only the third team foul whistled against Central. So they've been able to play that terrific defense without fouling. In the backcourt, here's Pauls. Pauls has a pass ripped off at the points. Megan Skaggs going the other way and lays it in for 2. Megan Skaggs has 11. 4 points in the first half and 7 in the second half. An injury timeout by Farmington. Briley Brackett going to check in for Brittany Redmond. Brittany turned an ankle about 2 times down the floor ago and just never was right. They just never did get her out, though. And so now they finally do as Brackett comes back in. Brackett got a nice score earlier. Right baseline jumper. has them on the offensive side. Splits one defender, drives by another, and did everything but laid it in. She laid that one just a little bit short off the side of the iron. Loose ball tracked down by Farmington. Sweeney's got it at the head of the circle. Shania looks for a drive, cut off well by Jones there, though. A lob intended for Brackett. And Sydney Skaggs comes from behind and wrestles it away, but then lost it out of bounds. Farmington basketball. 5:27 remaining in the fourth quarter. 52-34. These Farmington Knights 2-2 in the MAAA. 5-10 overall. Farmington came into this game with a nice 2-game winning streak. I know that it's not a large streak, but when you're 5-10 and you were 3-10 before you started it, that's pretty nice stuff. A great win down at the Charleston shootout over Cairo, Illinois, 41-38. And then a victory over Fredericktown, 61-39. So Farmington won a couple in a row coming into this one. This foul goes on the Knights' Briley Brackett, her second. And it'll be Sydney Skaggs shooting the free throws here. And missed the front end of the 101. Hard off the back iron. Megan Skaggs had position for a moment, but then lost it out of bounds. So Farmington has it. Laura Lee Bader checks back in. Laura Lee Bader had 4 personal fouls, but Farmington trails here by 18 points, 52-34. So you're not really saving Bader for much of anything. You don't just get her back in. Fishbeck checks back in for Sydney Skaggs. Sydney's had another fine game, 24 for her. She has game-high honors. And her sister, Megan Skaggs, although she's been in foul trouble, has the second most points tonight of anybody with 11. Fishbeck lost it, but Jones grabs a hold of it out near midcourt, tries to drive it on Pauls, and Alexis does a nice job staying in front. Now it's Tristan Jordan slashing through to Uding on the left wing, and bends those legs, flares up that three-point shot, missed it. Bader has the rebound. Bader hands it to Elena Davis. Davis brings it down the floor, work it in the half court now. Little one-handed crossover, jitterbug move, try to get by a defender, and the loose ball dribbled off of a central foot and out of bounds. So Monday Night Basketball on KREI. Tomorrow we'll have more basketball on KREI. Mizzou traveling to Florida. Here's a steal by Jones, the rip, the run, and then the layup on the other end. An easy 2 for Mackenzie Jones. The 2 was easy. It was the steal that was the hard part, and she did a great job with that. And the margin now stands at 20, 54-34. And here's a blocking foul on Central. 4:15 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Foul goes on Tristan Jordan, her first. This Central Lady Rebel team has handled the MAAA in pretty good fashion this year. Average margin of victory, 24.3 points against conference opponents. Sweeney on the right wing, looks in, sees Brackett. Instead, she'll pull the trigger. Right baseline, missed it. Bader has the backside rebound, missed it from point blank, and a loose ball taken away by Central. Then Jones is held. Bader and Davis both standing in there. And let's see who they call it on. It'll be Davis. So the first one on Elena, and that will extend Bader's night because she had 4 personals. And now Steve McFarland calls a timeout for the Knights. 54-34. Central by 20, and at the line when we come back, 3:57 remaining in the fourth quarter. It's a 1-minute pause on KREI.
Subway in Piedmont would like to take this opportunity to wish the best of luck to all the players this basketball season. Hard work and dedication. You must have both to be a winning team. The Tigers have what it takes to succeed. Subway in Piedmont sends the best of luck to all Clearwater athletes this season. Play hard and put forth your best effort to succeed. Go Clearwater Tigers!
Choosing the right lawyer can be a daunting task. John Williams and Bryce Seacrest and Joseph Murray, attorneys at law, bring over 35 years' experience to the table. They offer a wide range of legal services such as general trial, felonies, wills, bankruptcy, divorce, paternity, trust, and probate. Call 573-431-5592 or stop by the law offices of John Williams, Bryce Seacrest, and Joseph Murray, attorneys at law on Science Street next to Central High School. 431-5592.
Mackenzie Jones with the free throw line for Central. She sinks the first. Mackenzie averaging 13 points on the year, and that's her 8th tonight. So Jones back to the line, tickles the twine. She's got 9. And Mackenzie with 9 points comes out of the game. It's Brianna Seaton into the ball game, 5'7" freshman. She's been in 4 or 5 times tonight. Been part of that regular rotation. And 56-34. The margin is 22 in favor of Central. Farmington never really part of never really part of threatening here. Elena Davis has a nice drive right at the lane, punches it in for 2, but Central got out real early. They led it by 11 points at 13-2. And then Farmington was able to make it single digits, 19-11, but just never really able to threaten. Turnover by Central right there. Farmington's got it back. It's a 20-point game. 56-36. Central leads it. 3:20 and counting down here in this fourth quarter. Pauls has it way out near half court. Lobs it to Sweeney. She's still outside of the 3-point arc. And now looks for a drive. Just too many rebels in her way right there. Two-handed chest pass left wing. That's to Pauls. Alexis looking inside. Central does a nice job expanding and retracting that zone. And now they do get it mid-post right side. Bader, turnaround jumper wouldn't fall. Megan Skaggs has the rebound, floats one out, and then a collision in the backcourt. They say that Bader tapped it out rather than fouled. 56-36. 20-point lead for Central. They've got the basketball. And it's Uding running the points right here. Central won the JV game as well, 49-45. That was a really good game. It was back and forth. And then Central was able to score late and win that game. And Briley Brackett, instead of going straight up to try to block that shot, swings the right arm and hammered down on Fishbeck. So Brackett has her third personal as Abby Fishbeck goes to the free throw line. Fishbeck averages 8 on the year, 2 here tonight. And it'll stay at 2. As that one bounces high off the rim and will not fall. 56-36. Central in charge. Fishbeck back to the stripe, missed them both. And Bader grabs a hold of the rebound, but then Seaton steals it from her. And then Seaton fouled her as Seaton had missed the shot. Bader was in right there in good rebounding position and got fouled. That's just the 5th team foul, though, on Central. 2:33 on this fourth quarter clock. Alexis Pauls in the backcourt. She'll trot this thing across the timeline for Farmington. Sweeney has it on that right high wing. She's guarded even 25 feet out from the basket. And she throws a bounce pass right inside to Fishbeck, but then Brackett taps it back away. Sweeney squares for a jumper right baseline, wouldn't go. Megan Skaggs, a rebound, throws it up ahead. And here's Seaton driving, pump fake. Defender ran by, but she still missed the layup. Rebound a stick back that time by Jordan, wouldn't go, but by Megan Skaggs, it will. And Megan's got 13 points. 3 offensive rebounds by the Lady Rebels that time. A drive left of the lane. Davis fouled by Megan Skaggs. And Megan picking up her 4th personal. She went a long time with just 3. Danielle Forrest checks in alongside Kayla McCain. Forrest seeing her first action, the 5'7" senior. Farmington basketball. Pauls looks for Bader. Deflects off of Bader. And then a tie-up. And the alternate possession awards it to Central. 58-36. 22-point lead. It's been the largest tonight. Central's been up by 22 points on a couple of occasions. And now a nifty bounce pass down underneath. Seaton gets it on the wraparound pass by Forrest. And then she's fouled. That's the 10th team foul on Farmington. And it's the 3rd on Alexis Pauls. So at the free throw line, this is Seaton, the 5'7" freshman. This is a freshman that averages 5 a game for Central. You see why right there. Nice stroke on the free throw. Perfectly through. Second try for Seaton. And rattled it in and out. Diving in for the rebound was Davis. 59-36. 23-point lead, minute and a half to go. Sweeney for 3. left wing. Misses the shot. Rebound tapped around and cleared by Central. McCain hands it off to Uding. And Uding dribbles it all the way down to the right corner. Now reverses it back out for Jordan on the right wing. One hand, a bounce pass. And this is a shot that's blocked by Bader. And I think that's probably the first one I have issue with. That one did look pretty clean upstairs. Didn't look like she got anything down underneath. But nevertheless, the foul called. The fifth on Bader. And Bader with 5 fouls scored only 4 points tonight. 6'2 senior, averaging 8.5 on the year. So for the free throw line is Seton, 1 for 2 from the stripe, and I'll make it 2 of 3. Seton, the redhead, 5'7 freshman. Back to the stripe, missed it, so 2 for 4. A nice rebound by Savage. Works it over there to Davis, and Farmington has it on the half court. 65 seconds left, 60-36. Largest lead of the game for Central here. And as I said, Central ran out in this thing early and just never let Farmington in this thing. It was a 13-2 lead. Central was off to the races, and they pushed the margin out from there. Long pass over the top of Link, and there was a breakaway layup for Forrest, who airballed it off the backboard. Rebound ripped down by Jordan, who handed it off to McCain. And McCain can't hit the layup, but she is fouled. And now whistle going on Davis. So Kayla McCain, a 5'5 sophomore, heads to the free throw line looking for her first score at the 52nd mark of this one. And she's got it. Kayla McCain on the board with her first point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players in the scoring column for the Lady Rebels. And McCain hit them both. So Kayla contributing tonight. 62-36. 44 seconds left. Sweeney tries a 3. Air ball over everything. And on the backside, the rebound taken down by Forrest. And the official says that she is pushed to the ground by, I think he said Davis right there. So Davis whistled for her third personal. And we walk back down and we'll watch Seton shoot some more free throws on behalf of the Lady Rebels. Brianna 2 for 4 from the stripe tonight. And now make it 3 of 5. Seton, a 5'7 freshman. This game won by Farmington last year, 61-56. Seton hit them both. But it's going to go Central's way this year. 64-36, and Central leads this thing by 28 points. A half a minute to play. Straight on is Davis, lobs it down underneath, and I don't know if it was intended for Sweeney, but Shania got it. A bouncer to Pauls with 20 seconds to go. And Pauls lobs it down over to Link. Link tracks it down to the deep right corner to Sweeney, right wing, 13-12. And Sweeney with a skip pass over to the left wing. That's to Davis. Davis slashes in. Tough shot from the left elbow. Missed it. Link with a rebound. Stick back won't go. 4-3. And now a final try for Farmington. And you can score that one for Elena Davis. She has 8 points. Final score, Central 64 and Farmington 38. It's all the way to the Lady Rebels tonight at Farmington High School. Central wins it and improves now to 16-1 and perfect in the conference at 5-0. Farmington Knightheads fall to 5-11 and 2-3 in the MAAA large division.